Welcome Algebra 2. This is video 2RS F, dividing polynomials with long division. The essential question is, how is dividing polynomials with long division similar to dividing integers using long division? Let's begin. So just a little bit of review. Let's practice actually dividing integers with long division. So I have 1,573 divided by 13. And what I do is I put 13 on the outside, and let's draw a little better line than that. 13 on the outside, and then the inside I have 1,573. Okay, and then the first thing I ask is, how many times does 13 go into 15? That'd be 1 time. So 1 times 13 is 13. You subtract that, and it becomes 2, and I drop down to 7. So I get 27, and I ask, how many times does 13 go into 27? And that's 2 times, and 2 times 13 is 26. And you subtract those, you get 1. And then I drop down that 3. So you have 13. How many times does 13 go into 13? 1 time. And 1 times 13 is 13. So when you subtract that, you're left with 0, so no remainder. So your final answer is 121. All right, we can use the same concept of long division to actually divide polynomials. And this is an option. You can use the one from the last video with the box, or you can use long division. I don't care, whatever way feels more comfortable for you. All right, so let's take an example here. So I'm dividing x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x plus 3 divided by x plus 3. So I'm setting it up. It's already set up in long division with x plus 3 outside. So you're looking at the first, you're looking at the x. And my question is, how many times does x go into x cubed? And that's going to go, or another way to think of this is x cubed divided by x. What's that going to be? X squared. So x squared is the first thing that comes out. I'm going to keep it with like terms. So x squared times x is going to be x cubed. And x squared times 3 is 3x squared. So now you're going to subtract the bottom. And when you subtract the bottom, you're subtracting the whole thing. So basically, another way to write that instead of with parentheses is, x cubed. And then that's going to be 3x squared. Is I'm subtracting both of these. So when you do this, the x cubed goes away. And that should happen. And then you got 5x squared minus 3x squared is 2x squared. And then I'm going to drop down the plus 7x. And we're going to repeat that process. So 2x squared divided by that x is going to equal 2x. So I have 2x coming up right here. And 2x times x is 2x squared. And 2x times 3 is 6x. But I'm subtracting both of those, so I subtract and subtract. 2x squared cancels, and 7 minus 6 is just 1x. And I'll drop down that 3, so plus 3. Well, how many times does x cubed go x plus 3 and x plus 3? Well, that's like x divided by x. It's going to be 1. So it's going to be a plus 1 on top. 1 times x is x, and 1 times 3 is 3. And you're subtracting those. And I'm running out of space, so I'm going to move this down a little. And then you're left with 0, so you have no remainder. And your answer is x squared plus 2x plus 1. Now, if you want to verify that you had the right answer, we can always multiply our answer up here times the x plus 3. So let's do this. If I had x plus 3 and then times x squared plus 2x plus 1, I can set up that box. So if I decide to set up a box, and I'm going to do it right here, and you're going to write a box, and you're going to do the line. So here's your 2 by 3 box. Multiply a binomial times a trinomial. I have x plus 3 on the outside. And I have x squared, 2x, and plus 1. So what I'm going to do is multiply columns and rows. And x cubed, 2x squared, x, 3x squared, plus 6x, plus 3. Combining the diagonals here, this is going to come out to x cubed. This one's going to come out to plus 5x squared. This one's going to come out to plus 7x, and this one's going to come out to plus 3. And this answer is what we were originally dividing before, so that matches up. All right, let's try a different example. So I'm going to set it up again. And so starting with 2x plus 2 on the outside, or minus 2. And so now here's where it's different a little bit. Notice we don't have an x term. So I'm going to add a plus 0x term right between the negative 4x squared and the 2. So we have all our numbers. So 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 0x plus 2. You want to make sure you do this. And so let's set this up. Okay, so you have 2x cubed and divided by 2x. So it's 2x cubed divided by 2x, and you're going to be left with just x squared. And x squared times 2x is 2x cubed. X squared times negative 2 is negative 2x squared. We're subtracting, so when you subtract, you have to flip this from a negative to a positive, and you subtract the other one. Those should go away. You're left with negative 2x squared. Drop down the plus 0x, and so I have negative 2x squared divided by 2x from right here, and that's going to give you negative x. So negative x times 2x is negative 2x squared. Negative x times negative 2 is positive 2x. And we're subtracting. So when we subtract, flip the sign, so that's positive, and this will be negative. And those positive negative cancels, and then we drop down to negative 2x, and dropping down the plus 2. So dividing again, negative 2x divided by 2x should be negative 1. So negative 1 up top, negative 1 times 2x, negative 2x. Negative 1, negative 2 is positive 2. Since you're subtracting the bottom, you flip the signs again. And those cancel, and these cancel, and you're left with 0. So no remainder. Your final answer is x squared minus x minus 1. And that's how you divide by polynomials using long division. That's it.